props if they're going to make you more comfortable, but I'm not going to be cueing for any. Start in a seated position, pulling out any fleshy bits that you have underneath of your sit bones, making sure your hips root down and lifting up the crown of the head. Keep your ribs to your pelvis so you have a neutral curve in your spine. Inhale in this neutral curve. As you exhale, curl the tailbone, scoop the belly, bring your chin, relaxing it towards the chest. Take a nice deep inhale through the nose, open back up into that neutral curve in the spine. Find your proud, confident posture. Exhale, curl the tailbone, scoop the belly, chin relaxes. 2 more times here in this seated cow. Inhale, exhale, angry cat in that seated position. Last time, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, opening back up into that neutral position. Let's roll your shoulders. Hands can stay onto the lap at first, but then once you get comfortable and we have that synovial fluid building up in the shoulders, you can take the hands off the lap, making these circles bigger. Feel that chest open up, your heart opening up. Feeling the shoulder blades drawing together and down the spine, reaching into your back pockets. Let's go opposite directions. Nice deep inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. And then as you inhale, slowly reach the hands all the way up to the sky. From there, I want you to relax the shoulders away from the ears because quite often we wear our shoulders as earrings, and I want you to relax it down. Bring your left hand down beside you, right hand is going to reach up and over. And from there, plug your right arm into your shoulder socket so you have space between your ear and your shoulder blade. Your gaze can be down towards that left hand, straight out in front of you, or towards that top hand. If your neck feels comfortable, no pinching, no crunching at any point. Breathe into the right side of your body here. Reminding yourself that you are three-dimensional. I want you to breathe front and back as well as side to side. As you inhale, left hand reaches all the way up. Again, let's let our shoulders relax down. Bring your right hand down beside you. Left hand comes up and over. Find your breath here. Breathing into the side body. As you inhale, both hands reach all the way up towards the sky, rolling your wrists down. Getting ready for any planks or downward dogs that we have in our practice today. Go opposite directions back up. Once you're up at the top, I want you to bring your palms together to touch and down through to heart center. And from here, I want you to just bow your chin towards your chest slightly and close your eyes. Turn inwards for just a moment. Set your intention for your practice today. Be proud that you stepped onto your mat. And be proud that you're taking this time for self-care today. Take a nice deep inhale into that thought. And as you exhale, slowly release any negativity, any thoughts that are swirling through your mind. Let's do that again. Inhale through the nose. Let's exhale through the mouth. Release anything that is no longer serving you. One more breath here. Exhale, let anything go. Knowing that we can come back to it in just a few moments' time. But right now, we are on our mats. Bring your hands down, sweep your feet back behind you, coming onto all fours. Knees underneath of the hips, hands underneath of the shoulders. Any discomfort in your wrists, I want you to come onto your fists. You can come onto your forearms as well, just be extra mindful of your low back. Inhale in this neutral curve. As you exhale, curl the tailbone, scoop your belly, chin relaxes down. 2 more here. Inhale, neutral curve, keep a slight abdominal engagement to protect the low back. Exhale, curl and round. Last time here, inhale, open into a neutral. Exhale, curl and round. Inhale, open back up into that neutral curve. Walk your hands forward slightly. Send your hips so that they are in line with the rest of the spine. This is your starting position in this knee down plank. Bring your hips over to the right, back towards the heels, then over to the left, and back through to that center, making sure we don't sink our hips down. Start again to the right, reaching your hips back, and then over to the left, and then back into that knee down plank. One more time, going to the right. And once you're back in through the center, let's go the opposite direction. So let's go to the left, then back towards the heels, then over to the right, back through the center. 2 more times here, getting some synovial fluid built up in those hip joints. 1 more. And then back through the center. Walk your hands back underneath of your shoulders. Curl your toes under. Let's make our way into our first downward dog. Now in your downward dog, I like you to make sure that you're in the right position. Quite often we have too short of a stance. So as you exhale, shift your weight into your hands, coming into a plank pose. Your shoulders should come directly over top of the wrists. If not, I want you to just adjust here. Then keep your hands and feet where they are, but then lift your hips back up towards the sky. Downward dog. Let's bend one knee at a time, shaking it out. Let's come into a sun salutation, warming up our body, getting us ready for any of the deeper stretches that we have planned for today. Right leg lifts up only as high as it feels comfortable. Look between your hands, step the right foot through as far as it feels available. Inhale here. As you exhale, left foot comes to meet it. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Palms come together to touch. Engage your abdominals here in your mountain pose. Root down through your feet. I want your mountain pose to be strong. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, let's release down, forward fold. Knees are always as soft as you need to in your forward fold. A flat back as you inhale. Slide your hands up the shins until your shoulders are level with your hips. Neck is long. Exhale, forward fold. Bend your knees as much as you need to plant your hands. Step back into your plank. Again, you can release the knees down if that feels best. We're going to lower down into a plank, or into a chaturanga here. So I want you to make sure that the eyes of the elbows are pointing towards the front of your mat, so that when we bend the elbows, our elbows tickle our ribs. Slowly lower down onto your belly. Tops of the feet come onto the mat. Belly button is lifting as if there's a grape underneath of it, and we are not making wine. As you inhale, let's lift your heart. Without pushing into those hands, exhale, slowly release. Slide your hands back and into so curl the toes under. Let's lift back up into your downward dog. Opposite side, left foot lifts up only as high as it feels good. As you exhale, left foot steps through as far as it's available. Inhale here. Exhale, right foot comes to meet it. Use the back side of your body to sweep the hands out to the side and up towards the sky, palms to touch, down through the heart center. Inhale, hands reach up. Exhale, release, forward fold. Flat back inhale, slide those hands up your shins until your shoulders are level with the hips. So we know we're working the back side of the body as well as the front. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those hands back to plank. Again, we're going to chaturanga here, so I want you to make sure that you're like a piece of plywood here. We're not breaking at the hips. No bananas, no tents. Eyes of the elbows towards the front of the mat, slowly lower down. Tickle the ribs with your elbows. Tops of the feet onto the mat. Inhale, lift the heart. Again, without pushing into the hands. Exhale, slowly lower down, down dog. Walk your feet towards your hands, getting into a gentle forward fold. Knees are as bent as they need to. Let's slowly roll up. Draw the navel in and up. Shoulders back and down. I want you to bring big toes to touch, heels half an inch apart. Sweep the hands up towards the sky. Palms face one another, shoulder distance apart. Let your shoulders relax down. Now I want you to send your hips back and down. Knees are tracking over the ankles, not coming past your toes. Keep a neutral curve in the low back. So this is our Utkatasana chair pose. We're going to be transitioning from our chair into our sphere, just warming up those shoulders a little bit more. Inhale here. Exhale, hands reach back behind you, strong, long arms. Inhale, let's lift up. Exhale, reach back. Now your core should not be moving at all. We're just pivoting at that shoulder joint. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, straighten the legs, sweep the hands up towards the sky, palms to touch, down through the heart center. Rock gently back and forth, side to side on your feet. Let's find our foundation. Now let's step back 1 leg distance with your left foot. Keeping your heels in one line with one another. Back heel is slightly closer to the back edge of the mat than your toes. Hands come up to shoulder height, shoulders fall away from the ears. Before coming into your triangle pose, I want you to make sure you have an engagement in your legs. So you're lifting your kneecap away from the floor. Reach forward with your fingertip, then fold at your hip. So your right hand comes down as your left hand comes up. Gazing towards that top hand as long as there's no pinching, no crunching. Now once you're here, check in. Is there a hyperextension in that front knee? Do you have an engagement around the leg? Nice deep breath here. Now engage your abdominals. Inhale, bringing yourself back to a stand. Bring your left hand down to the back thigh. Right hand comes up. Palm faces the back. Now I want you to push evenly through both feet into the mat so you can lift out of your hips and into your heart. This is our crescent moon. Our crescent moon is said to be symbolic of new beginnings. What a beautiful time to have our new beginnings. Bring your right hand down onto your right thigh. Turn your right foot to be parallel to the left foot so that you're either slightly pigeon-toed or your feet are parallel to the short edges of the mat. Send your hips back, slide your hands down the thighs, coming into your separate leg forward fold. And bringing your chin from side to side. Now again, always keeping your knees as soft as you need to feel comfortable. Now to get into that quadratus lumborum a little bit, let's walk our hands over to the right foot and hold there. And walk your hands over to the left foot and hold there. Walk your hands back over to your right foot. Then pivot both feet so your back heel will lift completely and both feet are parallel to the long edges of the mat. Bending in your right knee so your right knee tracks directly over top of the ankle and not coming past the toes. Release your left knee down here. Make sure that that left knee is comfortable. Feel free to roll up the back of your mat if you need to. You can uncurl the back toe. Walk your right foot out to the right. Right hand comes to the inner edge of the right foot. Make sure that right knee is pointing in the same direction as the toes. There might be an external rotation, and that's totally fine. As long as you're pointing in the same direction, you are safe. And I want you to breathe into your hips here. This is our first lizard pose of the day. We're going to be coming into it a couple of times. So I want you to just take it gentle here. We've got lots of time to move into it deeper. Walk your right foot back in through to the center of the mat. Right hand comes to the outer edge of the right foot. Curl your back toe under. Lift your back knee. Engage your abdominals. Sweep your hands up towards the sky for your horse pose. So that back heel is still lifted. And we're keeping it lifted so we know our hips are square to the front of the mat so that we have good alignment here and we're not torquing that back knee. Take a nice deep breath, honoring the gracefulness of the horse. As you inhale, straighten that front leg, pivot your feet out at a 45-degree angle. Hands come out towards the corners of the room. Open up into your 5-pointed star. And then as you exhale, relax the hands down. Bring your left foot parallel to the long edge of the mat. Your right heel now comes a little bit closer to the front edge of the mat than your toes. Hands come up to shoulder height, and again, before coming into our triangle, we're going to want that engagement in the legs. So lifting your kneecaps away from the floor, pushing down evenly through both feet. Reach with your fingertips, then fold at the hips. And again, this is going to get into our hips and into that quadratus lumborum. Now I want you to breathe into it. Quite often when we hold stress, that is one of the areas that we hold it. Wherever your hand lands on that left hand, I want you to keep it there. Try not to force it down any further. Might be on your thigh, might be on your shin, might be touching or grazing the floor. Engage your abdominals now to keep you safe. Inhale, bring yourself back up to a stand. Bring your right hand down to the back thigh. Left hand comes up, palm facing back. Push down again evenly through both feet. Lift out of your hips and into your heart. And again, acknowledging that new beginnings are constantly happening. And really, the only thing that remains the same is our breath. Can you connect to your breath now? And bring your left hand down to your left thigh. Pivot your feet inward slightly. Let's come back into that separate leg forward fold. Let's bring your hands onto your hips. Send your hips back with those fingertips. Then slide your hands down the thighs. Again, keeping those knees as bent as you need to so that you're nice and comfortable. Head and neck relax down. Chin comes from side to side. Again, let's get into that side stretch again. Walk your hands over to the left foot. Hold there. Walk your hands over to the right foot and hold there. Walking your hands back to your left foot, then lifting your back heel, squaring up your hips to the back of your mat. Release your right knee down onto the mat. Again, make sure it's comfortable. No pinching, no crunching. Uncurl the back toe. Walk your left foot out to the left hand to the inner edge of the left foot. Again, there might be that external rotation in the left knee. As long as the toes are pointing in the same direction, that's okay. And the knee is over top of the ankle and not coming past. And again, we do hold our emotions, our stress, our fears, our anxieties in our hips. So I want you to remember that any thoughts that are arising in this moment are completely normal. I want you to place no judgment behind any thoughts that might be entering into your brain. Just acknowledge, because acknowledgement is power. And you are strong. You are powerful. You are confident. Walk your left foot back through the center. Left hand to the outer edge of the left foot. Right toe curls under once again. Lift your right knee. Engage your abdominals. Sweep the hands up towards the sky. Again, let's take a breath, honoring the gracefulness of the horse. Breathe into your heart here. As you inhale, straighten that front leg. Pivot your feet out at a 45-degree angle. 5-pointed star once again, opening up. As you exhale, relax the hands. Pivot your feet inwards until they connect, and then face the front of the mat. As you inhale, hands sweep up towards the sky. Big toes touch, heels half an inch apart. Send your hips back and down. Again, knees are going to be tracking in the same direction as the toes. Engaging those abdominals so that we're not arching in that back. Let's bring that movement into our flow here with our breath. Exhale, hands reach back. Inhale, your body naturally wants to bring your arms up. Exhale, root down. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Exhale. Inhale, sweep the hands up, straighten the legs. Mountain pose, hands to heart center. Rock gently back and forth, side to side on your feet. Finding that rooting sensation. Once you've found that rooting sensation, left foot steps back 1 leg distance plus a foot. So you're coming into a nice wide stance. Quite often it's wider than we think it is. Make sure your heels are in one line with one another. Your back heel is slightly closer to the front edge of the mat than your toes. Slightly closer to the back edge of the mat than your toes. Front foot is parallel with the long edge of the mat. Bend your front knee, and again, I want you to watch it as you do. I want it over top of the ankle. And if you look down right now, all you should be able to see is your big toe. That way you know your knee is not swaying in or out. It's tracking right over top. Hands come up to shoulder height. Shoulders fall away from the ears. Take a look at your back hand now. Make sure it's tracking exactly where you want it to. Then gaze over your front middle finger. This is our Virabhadrasana 2. Our strong, powerful warrior. Turn the palms to face up. Keep the front knee exactly as it is, but reach your hands up towards the sky. Clasp the hands, make a steeple with the pointer fingers. Now this is often the arm variation that we choose for our Virabhadrasana 1. And in our arms, in this variation, it is said to be of a sword, but not the sword of a violence. It's the sword of cutting through any fears or any worries that we may have. Acknowledge that you are a strong warrior and that you can cut through any thoughts that might be arising, either during your practice or in your day-to-day life. Feel the heat building up in your legs, knowing that Warrior 2 is not meant to be easy. Release the hands, hands come back to shoulder height, palms facing down. Bend your right elbow, placing it on your right thigh, left hand sweeps all the way up and over. And here, I want you to feel this side stretch. It's so important for your hips. Rooting down through that back heel especially, reaching out through your left fingertips and keeping that arm plugged into your socket. I want you to imagine a line of electricity from your back heel all the way up without any breaking. Keep strong in the right ribs. Make sure you don't sink into that right shoulder. Stay open, stay proud. Inhale back to your Warrior 2, and I hope that that front leg is feeling some heat by now. As you inhale, both hands reach up, straighten your front leg. Let's come into the other side. So pivot your right foot so the heel is closer to the front edge of the mat than your toes. Then your left foot comes parallel to the long edge of the mat. Hands come to shoulder height, bend the front knee. And again, I want you to watch it as you do. It tracks directly over top of the ankle. We're going to hold here, gazing over that front middle finger, knowing that your breath is what is moving right now. Your body is heating, but your breath is guiding you through that heat. Your breath can guide you through pretty much anything. It is the only constant through your life. Let's pay more attention to it. Turn the palms to face up, keep the legs as they are, but reach your hands up towards the sky, clasp the hands, steeple with the pointer fingers. And again, it's that sword of cutting through any worries or fears, anxieties. Do you have any thoughts running through your mind right now? If you do, I want you to just acknowledge them, because acknowledgement is just as much power as anything else. And then cut through them with your sword and let them go, knowing that you can pick them back up when we are done. Again, legs stay as they are. Hands come to shoulder height, palms facing down. Bend your left elbow, placing it on your left thigh. Right hand sweeps up and over. Bicep hugs the ear. Plug your right arm into your shoulder socket. Again, I want you to find that line of electricity. Visualize it as a color from your back heel all the way to your fingertips. Breathe into that side body. Right hand lifts up towards the sky. Engage your abdominals. Let's bring ourselves back upright. Straighten your front leg. Pivot your feet once again inwards until you can face the front of your mat. Big toes touch, heels half an inch apart. Sweep the hands up towards the sky. Send the hips back and down. Utkatasana. Let's come into that flow. Exhale, hands reach back. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Exhale. Last time. Inhale, straighten the legs, reach the hands up. Exhale, relax the hands down. I want you to make strong arms here. Rock gently back and forth, side to side on your feet. Root down through both feet. Slide your left toe back. Toes on the mat, heels lifted. Now either staying here, keeping your hips square, or if you'd like more, back leg lifts as your upper body comes down. Virabhadrasana 3. Make your neck long, front and back, side to side. Hands come out to the sides, now palms facing towards the ground, transitioning into our balancing half moon. Left hand comes up as your left hip lifts up, right hand comes down. Now if you do fall out of a balancing pose, place no judgment behind that. Just hop right back in. Let's come back into our warrior 3. Bring your palms to face down towards the ground, out to the side. Hips are now level with one another. Reach the hands back behind you towards that back heel. Then as you inhale, sweep the hands up, both feet come down. Exhale, relax the hands. Bring your feet about hip distance apart. Soften the knees, palm tree sway from side to side. Let's do the other side now. Bring your feet a little bit closer together. Root down through both feet, strong long arms reaching back now. Right toe slides back, hips level. If you'd like more, back leg lifts as your upper body comes down. Transitioning into our balancing half moon, hands come out to the sides, palms facing down. Left hand comes down as your right hand comes up, right hips lifting up. Transitioning back into that warrior 2. Right hip comes down as your left hand comes up. Then reach both hands back behind you. As you inhale, hands sweep up towards the sky, both feet come down. Exhale, release into a forward fold. Head and neck relax down. As you inhale, sweep the hands up towards the sky. Exhale, release into that forward fold. Flat back, inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Plant your hands, step back into your plank. Release your knees down, coming into your child's pose. Breathe into your child's pose and notice you can feel the backside of your body. But while you feel the backside of your body, I want you to root down in the front side of your body. And then while you root down the front side of the body, I want you to send your breath into the back side, opening it up even more. From here, spread the fingers nice and wide, curl the toes under, lift up into your down dog. Right leg lifts up only as high as it feels good. Step your right foot through, so you may need to adjust it more so the knee tracks over top of the ankle. Left knee releases down, uncurl the back toe. Let's come back into this lizard pose again. So your right foot is going to come out to the right. Your right hand comes to the inner edge of the right foot. Again, always checking in with that knee to make sure you're safe. Now, if you'd like more of an opening, because we've come into this before and we're nice and warmed up, you can walk that left knee back. Or if you'd like more, walk your hands forward. And if you'd still like more, coming down onto your forearms. Now, this is not meant for every body. Every body will have a perfect asana for them. And again, just like I said before about our hips are known to hold our emotions. So you may have thoughts popping up into your mind, and that's okay. Our job is not to stop those thoughts. Our job is just to acknowledge them and then try to gently come back to our breath. One thought at a time. Pushing into your forearms, coming back onto your hands if you chose that extended version. From here, I want you to bring your right hand onto your right thigh and either staying here or we can twist open to that right side. Pushing down to the left fingertips, we light through your palm. If you would still like more, bend your left knee, make sure it's comfortable, no pinching, no crunching. And if you would still like more, be gentle with your body. Your right hand can reach back towards that left foot. See if you can touch it. Maybe just graze your toes, or you can grab a hold of the foot. I want you to breathe into the front side of your left hip and the back side of your right hip. Slowly, without slingshotting your left foot, releasing it. Your right foot comes over to the left side of your mat, so it's crossing the mat over. Then bring your shin down. Your right knee will be closer to the front edge of the mat than your foot. Uncurl that back toe. You can walk your back knee back as much as it feels good. Now here is an option if you would like something underneath of your hip to make sure you're level. Feel free to roll up a sweater or grab a pillow or a cushion, place it underneath that right hip. What I do want you to make sure of is that left leg is parallel to the long edge of the mat, and we're not trying to sink into that right hip and draw that left knee up. We're staying nice and long. Now you can stay in your upright pigeon, or you can walk your hands forward and coming down into your sleeping swan. Taking nice deep breaths into your hips. Now I want you to notice if you're holding on to tension in your hips without even realizing it. Quite often we protect our hips from opening up just like we protect our emotions. Sometimes it can get a little uncomfortable opening up to release. Can you take an inhale into your hips and then exhale maybe with a sigh? Sinking a little deeper into your mat, knowing that the mat is there to support you. Pushing into your forearms, coming back into your hands. Curl the left toe under, walk your left knee forward, so we have a little knee back, so it comes in line with the left knee. I want you to give it a little shake out here from side to side. And let's come back into that downward dog. Spread the fingers wide. Curl the toes under, hips lift up. Let's come into the left side with the lizard now. Left leg lifts up only as high as it feels good. Then left foot steps through. The more you engage the abdominals, the further it will step forward. But I do want you to make sure the knee is over top of the ankle. Feel free to adjust as needed. Right knee relaxes down onto the mat. Uncurl the back toe. Walk the left foot out to the left. Left hand comes to the inner edge of the left foot. Now again, maybe staying here. Or if you would like more, walk that right knee back or your hands forward a little bit more. If you'd like more, coming down onto your forearms. But again, every body is built so differently and each side might be different. Don't push past your limits, just acknowledge them and take a deep breath into them. Knowing where you need to give your body a little extra love. Breathe into the front of the right hip and the back of the left hip. Pushing into your forearms and then back into your hands. Now from here, I want you to bring your left hand onto your left thigh, and if you'd like more, twisting open. If you'd like more, right knee bends. If you'd still like more, left hand can reach back, see if you can graze those toes. or you can grab a hold of the foot. Breathe in. Without slingshotting, let's release that right foot. Left hand releases, left foot walks all the way over to the right side, and then release the shin down. Left knee will be closer to the front edge of the mat than your toes. Back knee walks back, uncurl the back toe. And again, option to stay in this upright pigeon. Check in with your form. If you want something underneath of that left hip to support it, feel free to grab it. Right leg is parallel with the long edge of the mat. Walk your hands forward, and then coming down onto those forearms if that feels good. Notice which side of the body you hold more tension on. Are you holding tension without even knowing? Can we sink into our pigeon with our breath? Inhaling into it. Exhale, let the mat support you. Slowly pushing into your forearms and then back into your hands. Curl the back toe under, walk your right knee forward a little bit so we have more room. Left knee comes back so your knees are in line. Give it a shake out from side to side and notice if you feel that opening. If you feel all the blood and oxygen rushing back into your hips, into your knees, and into your ankles. From here, sweep the feet out in front of you. Again, pull out any fleshy bits that you have underneath of your hips. Sole the feet together to touch, bringing those heels nice and close. Hands wrapping around the outer edges of the feet. Lean forward, keeping a long neutral curve in the spine as long as possible. Then you can bring your chin down to relax the head and neck. If it feels good, you can even bring your chin from side to side. As you inhale, slowly roll back up. Keeping the feet just as they are, make sure you have enough room on your mat to roll down. Slowly let your spine relax down onto the mat. The soles of the feet are still touching, your knees are still out. If this bothers your hips at all, use your hands to gently guide your thighs back towards one another. Now in this posture, I do like to give my spine a little bit more space. So to do so, I bring the palms of my hands onto the tops of my thighs. My thumbs are pointing down towards the mat and my fingers are wrapping around the inner edges of my thighs. And then I just gently push my palms into my thighs and imagine my spine as a red line and it's lengthening towards my heels. Slowly release that lengthening, then place one hand on top of another on your belly so that we can feel our breath with our hands. I want you to feel your inhale and your exhale, the rise and the fall. Keep your left leg exactly as it is. Your right leg extends out, so the left sole of the foot will touch the inner edge of the right leg. If you imagine what you would look like right now standing, you would be in your tree pose. But I want you to be completely grounded and supported for your tree pose. I also want you to feel completely grounded and supported as our community. We are here for one another. Soles of the feet once again come together to touch. Then your right leg stays exactly as it is. Your left leg extends out long. You are now in your reclined Vrksasana, your reclined tree pose. Can you relax your shoulders while you're here? Can you feel your breath? Extend your right leg so it meets the left. Either keeping your hands on your belly to feel your breath, or bring your hands beside you, palms facing up, roll the chest open. If they aren't already, allow your eyes to close. And again, know that it's completely normal to have thoughts pop up. I only want you to acknowledge them and then gently come back to your breath. Relax your feet, let them flop open to the sides. Relax the muscles around your knees. Relax your hips. Relax your ribs and your shoulders. Relax your hands. Relax your jaw, the space around your nose, and the spot between your eyebrows. Let your body be completely supported by your mat. Let your muscles melt off your bones into the earth below. You no longer need to hold any engagement. Stay here for as long as your body and your mind will allow. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.